Welcome to the Roman Rulers. I'm your host, Chuck Tanraty, and this podcast takes you on a chronological journey through the fascinating reigns of Rome's rulers. Today we unravel the turbulent story of Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, the seventh and final king of Rome. Known to history as Tarquin the Proud, his reign is a saga of ambition, tyranny, and the eventual fall of the Roman monarchy. Lucius Tarquinius Superbus. Let's start with his origins. Ancient sources claim he was either the son or grandson of Tarquinius Priscus, the fifth king of Rome. His mother was supposedly Tanaquil, the formidable woman who helped elevate both her husband and successor, Servius Tullius, to the throne. Yet Tarquin's own ascent was far less noble. With the fiery ambition of his wife, Tullia Minor, fueling his desires, Tarquin plotted against his predecessor, Servius Tullius, who also happened to be his father-in-law. The story of Tarquin's rise to power is one of calculated ruthlessness. Tullia's machinations and Tarquin's cunning culminated in a dramatic confrontation. Tarquin stormed the Senate House with armed supporters, accusing Servius of illegitimacy and disrespecting tradition. When Servius attempted to confront him, Tarquin hurled him down the Senate steps. As the aged king tried to flee, assassins finished the grim work. The tale takes an even darker turn when Tullia, on her way to hail her husband as king, drove her chariot over her father's lifeless body, staining the streets and her legacy. That street, Vicus Sceleratus, or the Street of Crime, became infamous in Roman lore. With Servius gone, Tarquin seized the throne in 534 BC. His reign was a sharp departure from his predecessors. Tarquin immediately set about consolidating power, ignoring the Senate's counsel and ruling unilaterally. He executed senators loyal to Servius and failed to replace them, diminishing the Senate's size and authority. By bypassing traditional governance structures, Tarquin ruled with an iron fist, relying on fear and intimidation to maintain control. But his ambitions extended beyond Rome. Early in his reign, Tarquin sought to solidify Rome's influence among the Latin states. At a meeting of Latin leaders, he cleverly eliminated his chief rival, Turnus Herdonius, by framing him for treason. With Turnus out of the way, Tarquin secured an alliance, blending Roman and Latin military forces. These alliances enabled him to expand Rome's influence through military campaigns. Notable victories over the Volsci and the capture of Suessa Pometia provided spoils to fund the grand construction of the Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus on the Capitoline Hill, a project initiated by his father. Tarquin also waged a cunning campaign against the city of Gabii. Unable to conquer it by force, he relied on his son Sextus Tarquinius to infiltrate its ranks. Sextus feigned rebellion against his father, gaining the trust of Gabii's citizens. Once in a position of influence, he systematically eliminated the city's leaders, paving the way for Gabii's submission to Rome. This calculated and deceptive strategy exemplified Tarquin's approach to power. While Tarquin's military exploits and grand construction projects showcased his ambition, his reign became synonymous with tyranny and excess. One legendary episode highlights this. Tarquin was approached by the Cumaean Sibyl, a prophetic figure who offered him 9 books of divine prophecy at an exorbitant price. When Tarquin refused, she burned 3 of the books and repeated her offer at the same price. This cycle continued until only 3 books remained, which Tarquin finally purchased. These Sibylline books would become a cornerstone of Roman religion, but the tale underscores Tarquin's arrogance and stubbornness. The seeds of Tarquin's downfall were sown not only by his oppressive rule, but also by the actions of his family. The most infamous incident involved his son, Sextus Tarquinius, and a noblewoman named Lucretia. Sextus, consumed by desire and power, assaulted Lucretia, the wife of his cousin, Lucius Tarquinius Collatinus. Overwhelmed by shame, Lucretia revealed the crime to her family and allies before taking her own life. Her tragic death ignited outrage among the Roman populace. Lucius Junius Brutus, a relative of the royal family, seized this moment to rally the people. Brutus invoked Lucretia's story to highlight the Tarquin's tyranny and cruelty, stirring the citizens to action. The people rose against Tarquin, driving him and his family into exile in 509 BC. This marked the end of Rome's monarchy and the birth of the Roman Republic. Tarquin's attempts to reclaim his throne were in vain. He sought support from the Etruscans, most notably Lars Porsena of Clusium, and later allied with the Latin League under his son-in-law, Octavius Mamilius. Yet battles like Silva Arcia and Lake Regillus ended in defeat. Tarquin lived out his final years in exile at Cumae, where he died in 495 BC. Lucius Tarquinius Superbus remains a pivotal figure in Roman history. His reign serves as both a cautionary tale about unchecked power and a catalyst for Rome's transformation. The fall of Tarquin and the monarchy paved the way for the Republic, a system that would guide Rome for nearly 5 centuries. Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Roman Rulers. Please like, subscribe, and tune in next time as we delve into the establishment of the Roman Republic and its first consuls, Brutus and Collatinus. I'm your host, Chuck Tanraty, and until next time, Val.